All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and give a round of applause to Joe Lacey of Boxcar Coffee Roasters in Boulder, Colorado. Judges, come on down.
Thanks. Thank you. Hi. Nice to meet you. Hi. 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 Thank you. All right. How's everyone feeling? Good. Settled. Can I get the music? And time. Hello. Welcome. It's been a pretty incredible weekend, and I want to take a second to thank each one of you, because without your help and support, none of this would be possible. My name is Joe Lacey with Boxcar Coffee Roasters in Boulder, Colorado. One of the biggest factors that has led to my love of specialty coffee is watching as our industry continues to grow and progress. From cafes and roasteries implementing new practices to increase quality and enhance guest experiences, to tools and technology that have allowed us to push the boundaries of what we thought we knew about coffee, and farmers who are constantly experimenting with new processing methods as well as varietals. And yet with all of this growth, unfortunately, the specialty market is still not easily accessible by all producers, and we as baristas are often not taking our customers on this journey. So sit back and relax for a moment, because I'd like to take you on a journey. That journey is going to take us to Tengua in the Nariño region of Colombia. Once known for its wheat and bean production, when the Colombian government began to import grains and wheat production was no longer viable, farmers were forced to either emigrate or find new ways to support themselves. Pablo Andres Guerrero was one of these farmers, and when his wheat production began to falter, he quickly turned to apple and tree fruits. However, the logistics of getting fresh fruit to market proved to be more difficult than he expected. So in the year 2000, Pablo turned to coffee. He was the first in the area to do so. And with his farm, Hacienda El Obraje, situated at 2,200 meters above sea level, considerably higher than most of Colombian farms, a lot of people in the area thought this was very risky. But he was really determined, and he pushed forward anyway. Sorry. Pablo's farm, when he began growing coffee, he chose to grow conventional coffees. He approached them very similarly to wheat. He was picking off and selling everything with little to no attention to detail. But his background in architecture soon led him to take a much more passionate and pragmatic approach. He implemented new planting and processing strategies and soon made his farm much more sustainable long-term. By 2009, El Obraje was equipped with its very own wet mill, and Pablo was processing his own coffees, experimenting with new varietals, and slowly making his transition into the specialty coffee industry. So, what we have is a naturally processed geisha. This coffee, thanks to the climate and terrain at El Obraje, has a very unique cup profile. Between the rich volcanic soil and the microclimate of altitude and geography, the coffee trees are grown at a very low temperature, ranging from 32 degrees Celsius in the afternoon to 8 degrees at night. This low temperature allows the cherries to mature much more slowly, developing more sweetness, more sugars, which leads to increasingly dense and flavorful coffees. By 2011, these geisha trees were in full production. They're meticulously looked after, harvested only when the cherries are at their absolute ripest. They're looking for a deep red-purple color. Much of Colombian processing is washed with clean acidic profiles, but Pablo and his team have been experimenting with naturally processed coffees. What this has done is increase their cup scores, increase the market access, and allowed them to have greater profits. These coffees are fermented for 25 hours in the same bags that the pickers bring them to the mill in, after which they're flotation sorted and then laid out on raised African beds for 30 days. Pablo and his team have taken great care and steps to ensure that this coffee is of the highest quality possible. And now it's my turn to do the same for you. And just as coffee at El Obraje has gone through so many iterations, so too did my journey in producing this cup. Beginning with cupping through many different roast profiles, looking to find the one that had the breadth, the best balance, and then moving on, testing out varying brewers, looking for the one that would give me the flavors that I was looking for. I chose to move forward with the V60 because it highlights the acidity and the fruit characteristics that this coffee has. So today, for this recipe, we're going to be using 18 grams of coffee. To that, those 18 grams of coffee are going to be ground on an EK and then sifted so that all microns below 400 have been removed. This is allowing us to have much more clarity in the cup. To that, we're going to be adding 305 grams of water. One of the first compounds that we're going to start extracting in coffee will be the acids. And I found that depending on how I approach this pour, I can either accentuate those or limit them. And because this coffee has such a beautiful acidity, I'm looking to bring those to the forefront. So I'm starting with a 70-gram pour. The next compound that we're going to be able to extract out of the coffee is going to be the sweetness and the balance. Sugars have a much more complex molecular structure than acids, and they take a little bit more energy to fully extract. So for my next two 70-gram pours, I'm looking to get those on just a little bit faster to allow ample time and energy to get that sweetness at the right spot. And then as we move into the end of the brewing, this is where all of the bitter and astringent compounds are going to start to release. And we're looking to try to control those as much as possible. I'm looking for as much balance, sweetness, and flavors as possible. So, when I arrive at my final pour, I'm going to be implementing the use of a mellow drip. This is an amazing tool. This allows us to slowly and very gently sprinkle water on top of the coffee bed, reducing the amount of agitation that's going to be in the brewer, minimizing the amount of time that these bitter and astringent compounds are allowed to be released. Coffees from Hacienda El Obraje and Pablo's Farm are absolutely beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about the flavors that we're going to get in this cup today. So when it's hot, we'll be getting red apple with a medium malic acidity, a soft marshmallow mouthfeel, medium coating body, and a slightly drying tannic-like finish. As the coffee begins to cool, this is when the flavors really start to come alive. You're gonna start to get baked spiced pear, malt-like sweetness, and that slightly drying finish becomes more lingering. As it cools, in the aroma, think bananas Foster, similar to caramelized sugars, banana, rum, and we're gonna get a banana runt-like candy. Here you are. Thank you. Here you are. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to serve this for you today, and I hope that you enjoy. Time.
All right, Joe Lacey of Boxcar Coffee Roasters in Boulder, Colorado. Joe, congrats.
Thank you.
You did it.
I did it.
You did it. Third year?
Third year.
Third
Yes,
year.
Exactly.
Wow. How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Feeling good.
Awesome. What a great presentation. I loved how neat and orderly you were. You seemed like very collected. I love the sitting. That's a really cool stool. I'm currently furnishing
Hey.
my apartment.
You know,
Looking for good stools.
it's a great stool.
It's a dang good stool.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you'd like to thank?
I mean, everyone at Boxcar obviously has done so much over the years. This year, they're just amazing. They help out so much. Obviously, my wife is watching on FaceTime right now, and I'm gonna say thank you to her because she supports me in my craziness of basically living at our roastery every year when competition starts. And so obviously have to thank her.
Right.
I mean, everyone for being here.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was wonderful. What an amazing accomplishment.
Thanks. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and give him one more round of applause. Last event of the day.
I shouldn't clap for myself.
You can clap for yourself. There you go. Well done. Well,
Thanks.
I need to say this thing, and you can just stand here
We're
with
just
me.
gonna
Keeping
hang out.
company.
Okay,
Cool.
I like this.
And that brings to a close our USCC Nashville Brewers Cup qualifying event. Huge thanks. Oh, there you go. There's that chair. All right. Huge thanks to Pacific Barista Series for making it possible for all of our friends and family at home to watch the action at home on YouTube. Be sure to stick around until 6:30 p.m. tonight on the Barista stage to find out who from this weekend will be moving on to the U.S. Brewers Cup Championship in Orange County, California. That's 6:30 p.m. on the Barista stage for the results of this qualifier. See you there. Good job, co-host.